In this video, I get into how to add text, shapes, and borders to your images in PowerPoint. I'm Rebecca Livermore, the Office Creative. So the first thing that I'm going to do is upload an image. Now, if you're like me, a lot of times you like to have an image. It could be one you created in PowerPoint, or it could be one that you got off of Deposit Photos or wherever, but you have an image that you want to add some text to. So I'm going to go up to this Insert tab and I'm going to find a picture online. So I'm going to do flower. Okay, and let's just pick this one. And so I click on it, click Insert, and it adds the image. Now, obviously, this would be better if I was working with a square. So I'm going to actually go ahead and go to Design and make it square. So let's just say that this is for Instagram, and I want it 6.4 inches by 6.4. Okay. All right. So now this flower takes up the whole space on my image, and that's exactly what I want. All right, so now what if, though, I want to add some text to it? I'm going to show you the way to do that. You go to the Insert tab, you click on Text Box, and you pick your font from this drop-down menu and the size, and you can adjust it. So if you don't get it quite right, don't worry about it. Now, it's okay to do this, but have you ever noticed how it's really difficult to read this text? So there's a couple things that you can do. You can change the color of the text. So for example, maybe it would show up a little nicer white. That's actually worse. What I recommend doing if you have a really busy background like this is to, first of all, I'm going to just delete this text box. And instead, I'm going to insert a shape. So this is on the Insert tab. I'm going to go to Shapes, and I like using rectangles. And you just drag and drop. Let's say you wanted to put some kind of text right in the middle. And you'll notice this color. Maybe that's not the color you want. What I would probably do is change this to white. So down here from the shape fill, you click on it and you make it white. And then in addition to that, you can make it more transparent. So you can do more fill colors and you can change the transparency, make it more transparent. Okay. So I'm going to make that pretty transparent and click on OK. And that's actually a little too transparent, so I'm going to go back. And I'm going to make this less transparent than that. And you might just have to fiddle around with it a little bit until you get it to the level of transparency that you want. Okay, now that I kind of like because you can still see the design through it, but it doesn't show up so much that it makes it hard to read your text. Now, another thing that you can do is right click, and if you don't want an outline, you can say no outline, or if you wanted a bigger outline, you could select the weight and go down here and make it bigger. So I'm going to go with no outline. I just don't want it to be that prominent. All right, and now I'm going to insert my text here, and I'm going to pick Arial Black because it's a nice bold one, but I'm going to type in my text here, and you'll see it's still white. I don't really want it to be white because that really doesn't show up well. So you can use the eyedropper tool here, and I'm going to make the text pink. And then I'm going to increase the size of the font. Well, I'm going to go really big and see how it does. There we go. Okay, so there you can see that I was able to use the eyedropper tool to pick a color from the flower. I would maybe instead want to make it yellow or what have you, or I may just want to make it black or white or one of the standard colors. All right, now you can also add in borders. Now there's a couple of different ways to do that. I double click on this picture to bring up the picture tools format options. And you'll see that I can add a border of whatever color I want. And since I just used this color, it's in the options. And I can make it whatever weight that I want, and so on. Now what you can do is you can select one of these frame-like things to make a nice border on the picture. So for example, I could select that. Now I decided to make the image a little bit smaller so that you could see the borders because they were actually beyond the frame of what was showing on my monitor. But you can see how you can select different colors for your borders, and you can also select options from here. Now when you hover over them, they give you a good idea of what they will be like. So you're not stuck with just a plain old border around it. You can do these different frames. That one kind of turns it a little funny way. This turns it a different way. This makes it more of an oval shape, and so on. So that's how to add text, shapes such as this rectangle, and borders to your images in PowerPoint. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to click on the little bell icon so you'll get notified whenever I put out new content. Thanks so much, and happy creating!